As West Virginia prepares to travel up the road to Pittsburgh to face the Panthers in the Backyard Brawl here in Week 3 of the college football season. In this video, which is brought to you in part by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, I'm going to give you the top 5 reasons West Virginia could lose this football game. And we're going to do that right after this word from my other sponsor, Katz, Cantor, Stone Street, and Buckner, attorneys at law. Since 1931, the attorneys at Katz, Cantor, Stone Street, and Buckner have been the voice for victims who have suffered serious injury or death. They have a fierce passion for truth and justice and a sincere compassion for those who have been wronged by others. Whether you have been in a car accident or fighting with an insurance company, or you or a loved one has suffered serious injury or death due to medical negligence, we will ensure your voice is heard loud and clear. Katz, Cantor, Stone Street, and Buckner will ensure there is justice for all West Virginians because we are your lawyer, your voice. Visit us at yourlawyeryourvoice.com. What is up? Come on in. Welcome into another edition of Couz's Corner. I am your host, Couz, and we serve up nothing here but top shelf college football content. If that's what you enjoy, please hit the subscribe button. Please like, please share, and please drop a comment below and let me know why you think West Virginia could drop this game to Pitt, because in this episode, I'm going to give you my top 5 reasons why West Virginia could lose this game. This is episode 2 of a series. In the first episode, I gave you 5 reasons West Virginia would win the game. I'm going to leave a link to that video at the end of this one so you can go back and check it out. But let's jump right into the episode. The number one reason West Virginia could drop this game to Pitt is if the same thing happens that happened in the Penn State game, and is if they come out anxious, nervous, overly emotional, if they don't handle the moment. The fan base there's a lot of chatter amongst the fan base on social media. The fan base is not happy about their performance against Penn State. They're not happy about the pass defense in the Albany game. So the fan base is nervous. The fan base is kind of disappointed, really, in the way the team has played, especially in the first game. That Penn State game really took the wind out of the sails of the fan base a lot. And beating an FCS opponent did not do anything to help it. So can the players handle that? Will they be able to handle it? Especially Garrett Green. We've heard Neil Brown talk about how Garrett gets overly excited at times. And even though that can be a strength for him because he can take that emotion and use it to make plays at times, as the quarterback, at times it causes him to make mistakes. And it did against Penn State. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. If it does happen, if Garrett is not able to contain his emotions in this game, then West Virginia likely will lose the game, point blank, because he's the quarterback. And the offense and team goes as he goes in a lot of cases. So Garrett and the rest of the team have to control their emotions. Reason number 2 West Virginia could lose this game is if they are unable to run the football and if Pitt makes them one-dimensional. I'm not saying Garrett can't beat them with his arm or can't throw the football well enough, but West Virginia is a team. In order for them to win, they need to be able to run for over 100 yards, at least, preferably about 150. When they run 140 yards or more, they're very successful, typically. But they need to run for at least 100. They can't be one-dimensional. And if Pitt forces them to be one-dimensional, could be a long night or a long day, a long afternoon in Pittsburgh for the Mountaineers. So C.J. Donaldson, Jaheim White, even Garrett need to run the football well, and that offensive line for the Mountaineers need to do good up front, blocking and creating lanes for them to run through, creating holes for them to run through. It's going to be important in this game. If you make them one-dimensional, Pitt's strong front 7 will just blitz and rush and tee off on Garrett Green, may even get some sacks, could potentially force him into some turnovers. And we don't want to see that happen. So they need to be able to run the football at least, I said 100 yards. I think they need to get 150 on the ground to win this game. I don't think 100 will do it. They need to get 150 yards on the ground to win, in my opinion. And if Pitt doesn't allow that to happen, could be a long afternoon. Before we get to the third reason, I want to remind you that you can place a bet on this game, and you can do that with our good friends over at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino. And in order to do that, go to their website, which I'm pulling up right now. Go over to the website. Here you see West Virginia Pitt, 2.5-point spread as I record this video. West Virginia favored by 2.5 to win, even though it's on the road. Over/under on the game is 60.5 points. Personally, I like the Mountaineers to win and cover by at least, I think they'll win by at least a field goal. So I'm taking the Mountaineers to win. I type in my amount of $20. I place my bet. I confirm my bet. And we're in. If you want to place a bet, go to the BetUS site, type in YouTube 150 at checkout. You'll get a 150% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. Take advantage of that offer today. Again, promo code YouTube 150. Please play responsibly, and you must be 18 years of age or older. Now, let's get on with the video. The number 3 reason West Virginia could lose this game is if their pass defense has not improved. If West Virginia's pass defense has not improved in this game, it could be another long one. They did not perform well against Penn State. They performed even worse, arguably, against Albany. They gave up almost 400 yards of passing offense against Albany, an FCS school. And even though they had some former P4 players on the roster, it shouldn't have happened. Neil Brown even acknowledged they need to do a better job playing the football in the air. They have to cover better. And if West Virginia is not able to shore up that pass defense, Eli Holstein and their receivers, I should say, and they're led by Kanate Muntfield, who, oh, by the way, has caught 10 balls for 179 yards and 3 touchdowns already in just 2 games. Kanate Muntfield and company could eat up this West Virginia secondary. Pitt likes to run the ball. That's what Pat Narduzzi likes to do, but they do have a very aggressive play caller now in Cade Bell. And if he decides, if he watches that film with Albany and he sees that taking shot plays is the way to go, you can bet that's what he's going to do. So West Virginia has got to improve that pass defense, and if they haven't, it could be a long afternoon in Pittsburgh for the Mountaineers. Reason 4 the Mountaineers could lose the game, the injury to Edward Vesterinen. Now, I said in the previous video that I trust West Virginia's D-line, and I do. I trust the backups like Hammond Russell, like T.J. Jackson, Sonny Redwood. I trust those guys, and I trust the other starters, Sean Martin, Fatorma Mulba. But Eddie Vesterinen is one of their best run stoppers. So if the other guys aren't able to step up in his place and play as well as he has been playing and as consistently as he's been playing, then this Pitt team, who does like to run the ball, may be able to establish the run game with Desmond Reed and run it down West Virginia's throats. And, oh, by the way, if you add that into the pass defensive struggles, man, this Pitt offense could put up a lot of yards and a lot of points on this West Virginia team if the loss to Eddie V if they're not able to recover from that, and along with the pass defensive struggles. So let's hope having both of those things happen would be the worst case scenario. But let's hope at least they're able to stop one of either the run or the pass, meaning the Mountaineers can stop either the run or the pass of the Panthers. Reason number 5 that West Virginia could lose, turnovers. Forcing turnovers, I said, was one of the reasons they could win. It's also why they could lose. West Virginia has lost 4 turnovers in 2 games. Not a good track record. Now, a couple of the turnovers in the Penn State game were extremely uncharacteristic. Actually, all of them were, to be honest. Extremely uncharacteristic. Garrett normally doesn't have fumble snaps. He normally doesn't have miscommunication with a center, which happened twice in the Penn State game. I'm confident they have cleared that up, but then we saw Jaheim White fumble the ball against Albany after a long run. They just snatched it out of his arms. Hopefully he's cleaned that up. He's corrected his mistake. But if they get fumbleitis, if they get the yips, as they call it, or whatever, because of, like I mentioned earlier, it could be tied into the anxiety or the emotions of the game. Which is what happened against Penn State. If they get the yips, if they turn it over, it could be a long afternoon in Pittsburgh for the Mountaineers. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But it very well could if they turn the ball over too much. So that is my 5th reason why West Virginia could lose the game. To recap, they get anxious or overly emotional and let the moment be too big for them. 2, will they be able to run if they're unable to run the football against Pitt, if Pitt shuts down the run game, which, by the way, Pitt has done so far in the first 2 games, that could cause them to lose. If their pass defense hasn't improved, and they allow Eli Holstein, Kanante Mumfield, and this Pitt offense to throw the ball down the field a lot, make big plays, that could cost them to lose or cause them to lose. The injury to Eddie Vesterinen could potentially hurt them. And then last but not least, turnovers. West Virginia needs to clean up the turnovers and not give Pitt extra possessions. Any of those 5 things could cost West Virginia this game. Hopefully they all 5 don't happen. That will definitely cost them the game. But hopefully they're able to play well, prevent all 5 of these things from happening, and pull out a victory in Pitt. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Which of these 5 things do you think are key in this game? Or is there something else you can come up with that might be even more critical that could cause West Virginia to lose, or a reason why they would lose? I want to give a shout out to my VIP channel members of this episode: Buckshot Kid, Lance Rumesh, Michael Thames, David Sabinosh, and Jay McClanahan. Thank you all for being paid VIP members here on the channel. Thank you for your support. If you want to become a paid member of the channel like these folks, hit the join button below or go to my channel homepage, hit the join button there right beside my profile photo. There are perks that go along with each level, including shout outs in videos. Also, got to give another shout out to my sponsors, BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, and Katz, Cantor, Stone Street, and Buckner Injury and Medical Malpractice Attorneys in West Virginia and Virginia. If you like this content, if you thought I'd done a good job, please hit the like button for me. It really helps that YouTube algorithm, helps push my content out to more people. Please subscribe to the channel if you like it. I also cover the Big 12 and Conference Realignment here on the channel. I have a new show coming up on Friday nights by a fellow contributor here named Matt Thornsberry. It's going to be called Matt's Big 12 Blitz, where he's going to cover the entirety of the Big 12, not just West Virginia. So be on the lookout for that as well. Also have a show with Jonathan Martin called the Golden Blue Breakdown, where we preview each week's game. So be on the lookout for that. But a lot of things happening here on the channel we're very excited about. So please subscribe so you don't miss it. Please hit the notification bell and make sure notifications are turned on your device. Please leave your comment below, and please let your family and friends know about Couz's Corner, because it's very possible they still may not know that I'm here, and they still may not know that I'm covering the West Virginia Mountaineers almost on a daily basis. In the meantime, check out this video right here in the corner of your screen. It is episode 1 of this series. It's 5 reasons why West Virginia will beat Pitt. I ask that you please, or I hope that you have a top shelf day. And I ask that you please don't forget to cue Country Roads.